Hi, everybody. It's Patricia Berry, and welcome to this edition of the Salty Fundraiser, where friends, clients, sometimes even my family, and certainly strangers on the internet can ask me questions. And if it's something I feel strongly about, chances are it'll show up here. So if you have a question for the Salty Fundraiser, please feel free to shoot me an email. If I have something to say about it, I'll talk about it. Today's question actually is my first that came from the internet. And what James would like me to talk about is, Dear Patricia, I am drowning in acknowledgement letters, and I would like to know how important they are to major gift fundraising. So I have salty feelings about acknowledgement letters because this is the question. People come to me and they're like, how do I keep up with the acknowledgement letters? And first of all, that's the wrong question. A better question is, how do I make people feel seen and that I am grateful for their giving to my organization? And somewhere back in the midst of time, somebody, I don't even know who, decided that was a handwritten acknowledgement letter that went through this thing called the mail and arrived at somebody's door. I don't know why we feel like that's the best idea. I mean, sometimes it's a great idea, but what we're really thinking about in this moment, right? Somebody has given you a gift and you need to thank them for it. How you do that is a tactic. Acknowledgement letters are a tactic. They are not the thing. The thing is making them feel seen and making them feel like you're grateful. They have just given you a gift. So tactics, you can do all sorts of things. I had one great comment made to me by a director of development years ago that I used to work with, about don't serve the machine, serve the donor. And I think thank you letters is one of those places that happens so much, that we end up serving a machine of a system where the donor is not the first consideration. I once worked, and this is true of many huge organizations, where the gift would come in, it would sit overnight, and then it would go to the Dropbox, then it would get added into the system, and then it would go through some sort of, sausage train, and then eventually get spit out on the other side where there's an acknowledgement writer who usually has 5 other things that they're doing. And then it takes them, in addition to that, 3 to 4 days that it took to get to them, take them another 3 to 4 days, sometimes a month, to write the thank you letter. The donor doesn't know that, and truthfully doesn't need to know about that, but you have made a system that serves your needs rather than the needs of gratitude. So I've done some research. I have both in analytics work that I've done in my own career and on jobs, as well as research in the field. And we see that there often, statistically, is as much donor retention and upgrade. And those are the two key indicators that you are building a successful program. Retention and upgrade is the same, if not more, with a thoughtful telephone call. This is a terminal telephone call. You're not chasing them or asking them to call you back. You're calling, 9 times out of 10, you're leaving a message on their answering machine, and you're saying, thank you, your gift came in. That takes like 5 minutes, and you also have this wonderful opportunity to engage people in a conversation if you do catch them. The only thing that I do in those telephone messages is I will leave my number and just say, I'm here if you have any questions or any follow-up on your gift, but we just wanted to let you know that we were really grateful and that it showed up. That's serving the donor before you serve the machine, and serving the relationship before you serve the machine. So if you're struggling under the weight of thank you letters because somebody told you or the industry tells you that that's the thing that you should be doing, I'm going to poke at it. It's not necessarily right. Sometimes it's right. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes it's right. But 9 times out of 10, it's not doable within your system, and it's not strategically engaging people in conversation. When was the last time you sat down and wrote a thoughtful response to snail mail that came in the mail. Never. Some of my biggest donors and my closest clients, I send them an email. I just want to let you know how much we appreciate it. I've seen your gift. Oh my gosh. Enthusiastic, immediate, 1 or 2 sentences. It doesn't have to be crazy. And a lot of times they respond to me. That is strategy. You are engaging people in relationship. You are making them feel seen. Why do we default to this archaic thing that is not only hard to do, like really just physically the postal service is a mess. It's hard to have that person that does it. Why do we default to that when we could be transparent and immediate with donors? You can do all sorts of things later, but like when they give a gift, call them, email them, let them know. So that's my feeling about acknowledgments. I think it's the most important thing that you do in your practice of philanthropy. It is one of the key indicators to a donor how they are going to be treated and valued in your organization. And we often underpay it and underhire it and don't pay attention to it and use archaic practices when really we're missing the boat of the vision of it, is that donors need to be seen. They need to know you're grateful. You can do that in a myriad of ways. So if you want to talk about this, I got all the words. This is something that I've thought about for years, that I think we as professionals in philanthropy often think that this is, time to make the donuts, when really it's one of the most important seeds that we plant in a relationship. So feel free to ask me more questions. This one, I could probably talk for an hour. I've already gone 3 minutes over. So thanks.